Good morning and welcome to the NBA Daily. Coming up, Marcus Thompson's here with me and Zena. We're going to talk about the Warriors' loss, what Jimmy Butler needs to do to hopefully win Game 3, and Jonathan Kuminga's potential impact on the rest of the series. All right, well, we've got Marcus Thompson, Zena Keita here, the Warriors crew, we're going to call it. Not much of a game for the Warriors. No Steph Curry is kind of how we expected it to go. Timberwolves win 117-93. Marcus, did you learn anything from this game?
I learned you disrespected a run that cut it to 7. Like, come on. You didn't. What? You didn't see Jonathan Kuminga dunk on Rudy Gobert?
I did see him dunk on Rudy Gobert.
Hit, nah. They were cooked. Like, this offense is just really, really impotent, and they have to find some way to get some buckets, right? Oddly enough, it's probably gonna be with two of their, they're gonna have to dust off a couple of guys that they kind of thought were, out of the mix, and Jonathan Kuminga and Trace Jackson-Davis. But it just shows just like how Steph is the solar system, because with him not in there, like, everything changes. Even the players that look pretty good, you're like, oh no, he's a good player, just simply not as good without Steph. So they've got to rethink this whole thing. This is Jimmy's team now, and what does it take for Jimmy to be good? And that's probably going to be different players.
Yeah, I think that was like the main focus I had tonight. And I mentioned this on my social media, and I know a lot of people had comments around this. And you asked this question to Jimmy in the post-game presser about the weight and the expectation around playoff Jimmy. But I think that, and everyone thinks of playoff Jimmy and they only think of points produced. They think about the 50-point game. They think about the 3 triple-doubles in his playoff career, the 20 double-doubles. But what it seems that the Warriors need right now out of Jimmy isn't tons of point production as much as it is better decision-making within the offensive flow of the half court, clock management, understanding communication about what he's about to do and how that might open up things for other teammates. When you ask him that question of the expectation of playoff Jimmy, one, what does that expectation look like to you observing him? And then 2, what do you think Jimmy, because his response felt as if he's like, I play hard basketball. I play basketball the right way. It felt as if it was kind of flippant in terms of the concept of playoff Jimmy. But what does playoff Jimmy mean to you and what he needs to do for this team right now?
I mean, I guess the reputation of the folklore that it's become is doing whatever it takes to win. And like, if it's scoring 40, if it's locking a guy up, if it's rebounding, like, he will, like, this is hyperbolic, but he will die on the court, right? Like, we remember the picture of him
bent over
in the
picture,
bubble,
right?
Looking like that Popeyes meme, right? That lady, like, I had to fight all my life. That kind of vibe. The problem is, I think he might have to score 40. I think that's what this is going to require. And he's been playing a lot. They've been playing like playoff basketball for 2 months now.
Right.
And you can see it's taking a toll. He said tonight his tailbone is still, it's not fully healed. He can still feel it. And then on top of that, like, the way, like, he's Steph now, so they're guarding him. They've got Jaden McDaniel, like, who's a really good defender. They got Rudy behind him. Like, they're ready for his little moves. They know what he's going to do. So it's difficult for him. But to me, I was just asking about, he could play a really good game, right? 24 points, 9 assists, some rebounds, couple steals. And they're not going to win.
Right.
And it was like, where's playoff Jimmy, right? And, like, that's what I'm like, yo, the reputation that you have is, I will will this team to win. I will will a team of, unsigned draft picks and G Leaguers to win, right? Like, he's in Minnesota where the whole storyline was, give me the third string and I'm going to cook your starters and talk trash the whole time. So to me, I was more like, Like now, it's obviously a great reputation to have. Like you're basically like Mel Gibson in Braveheart, like of basketball, right? It's just like you're just, you're you know what I'm saying? You're Jon Snow of the league.
He's William Wallace, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. But now they kind of like need you to do that on call, like on cue.
Right.
So it's like, how is that? And he's saying he can do it if it gets to that. But increasingly, it looks like and that's the difference. Like Warriors basketball is, if it's not Steph getting 30, it's the terror of Steph getting 30 that opens other people up. And I think he needs to get to 30, 40 to create the terror that opens everything up. Now, the more likelihood based on where he is in his career and in this season, he needs some other people to get going to open it up so he can get to 30 and 40. And maybe he's sitting at 22 and he closes strong. But he's not getting that. Like he needs some other guys to get going to like, open up this lane, and now they can't focus so much on Jimmy. But it might have to be the other way. It might have to be like, I'm going to bully 40. And then hopefully
game 3's got to be that.
Pajimski makes some shots and, other guys make some shots. It's a tough ask for a dude who's 35 coming off the elbow.
Jimmy's got to come out willing to shoot 20 to 25 shots in game 3, period.
Because he's got to, like you said, 14, right?
He's got to draw the defense, period. And it means he's going to have to take contested shots, which he hates. He's going to have to take some of those grenades that he throws to pods, right? Like that Moses Moody, those moon balls where he's, catching the ball with a half a second on the clock. Jimmy's going to have to pull those. And I mean, that's what the money's for, right? Like you're not Robin now. That's the thing about being Robin. You have to be Batman. You got to take the shots.
The part that I don't understand about this team that drives me crazy is nothing tells you have to go to the restricted area. They're pressing out so far on the ball, right? So they're passing on the perimeter. They're like 30 feet out trying to do dribble handoffs. And then Rudy's at the rim. You know what that means, Zena? There's a whole wide open space right here.
There's a mid-range. There's a mid-range.
Get there.
That's what it's called. Some people forget
it. They're driving in the middle and then jumping in the air, and it's like, where do I go now? When you drive in, take the pull-up.
That's the part that is fascinating to me, is the consistent amount of fundamental basketball rules being broken, of passing back into the defense, jumping in the air and mid-air making passes. Like it's like you have to get back to the let's jump stop, folks, or let's pull up before the defense. Like it's weird aspects of Warriors basketball that's not being shown, or that is being shown. That's like, this is so uncharacteristic. And I'll say this, like Chris Mullin made a great point tonight on the Warriors postgame show where he said, if majority of the season, I'm paraphrasing, but if majority of the season you've played and practiced motion basketball, and the last 2 months you've had to basically learn how to integrate ISO, that's not what you're known for. And he really said, for the last decade, this is who Warriors basketball has been. And so you're seeing this weird morph of ISO and motion happen without what you're saying, Marcus, the gravity that has even allowed the motion to be as effective as it is, which is Steph Curry for the last 10 years.
And dudes who just, quite frankly, aren't that good at ISO.
I was about to say, and also not enough spacing, right?
Yeah.
You got Quentin Post out there, right? Like it's not like
you need all that spacing, you ain't that good at ISO. If you need that much spacing, you ain't that good at ISO. Like it's ISO is like, man, let's put us in a phone booth. I'm getting to the cup. That's how Zena used to do that. Yeah, like bop, bop, you know.
We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with Marcus. 2 seconds. Okay. Speaking of needing some offense, Jonathan Kuminga got a chance to play. I thought he looked great. I love the aggressiveness. You mentioned that he dunked on Rudy Gobert. I mean, seems to me like some of this run, that he didn't get, right, should have been given to him. I mean, he only gets 26 minutes, but I think without Steph, like you need Kuminga to do, 25 points, right?
Yeah, I mean, like Zena was saying, if you're going to switch to ISO, now Kuminga becomes incredibly valuable because the thing he couldn't do while Steph is out there like relocating is ISO, right? It's like,
right.
What you want? What you want? You want Kuminga ISO or you want to hit Steph off this pin down, right?
Yeah.
So now it's just like, yo, you need, because the answer is in the paint, right? The answer is in the paint. The money's in the paint. Somebody's got to get to the paint. This is why, everybody was like, Pat Spencer, because no matter what, Pat Spencer going to get to the paint. Like,
He's going to go.
What happens when he get there? But he's getting to the paint, right?
Yeah.
So Kuminga is one of those guys who can, like, actually get to the paint, especially in certain matchups. So I do think now in this situation, if I'm Jonathan Kuminga, this is where you get your money. This is the mixtape for restricted free agency. It's right here. Now you just got to craft one off old stuff. Now this is the fresh Huddle footage. Remember Huddle, y'all?
Yeah,
you need to get this new Huddle playoff mix.
I didn't even play football, but yes, I remember Huddle.
So like, if he can, and here's the crazy part: he don't got to do much. He got to get you one game. He got to get you one game, one good game, and be like, oh, okay. Like he played well tonight. I think he was like 17 points, right? He did play 26 minutes. This wasn't
started
like
8 of 8 from the floor.
Yeah, this wasn't like the Kuminga like monster game, and we're like, hey, you should have been playing. Hey, what's going on, right? So imagine if he goes out and dropping 25 or 30. He's one game away from like kind of getting back some of that currency he lost with.
They need his size. They need his athleticism. They need the isolation scoring. They need just a guy who's willing to put his head down. I mean, again, this is the opposite of the Jimmy Butler thing. Kuminga's problem is that he doesn't know when he's allowed to be aggressive. And with Jimmy Butler, it feels like you're constantly begging him to be aggressive. And I mean, maybe Steve Kerr in Game 3 needs to ask Kuminga, hey, go be who we think Jimmy Butler is. And I just want to see what that looks like, right? Like, I mean, what happens there, Marcus?
So I think that's what they're telling them. There was a play tonight, Zena, you might remember it, just because I like to watch JK. And when, especially these ladies, when he makes a mistake, the first thing he's doing, he's looking to the bench like, come on, y'all. He like tried to make a pass. It got deflected. I think it turned it over. And then he got a strip and it was a timeout. And he didn't look at the bench once. He like slapped his leg in frustration with himself. And he didn't look at the bench at all. Like he knew he wasn't coming out. Like he knew that was, it was like that, when I get home and I'm in trouble, but then my wife got the look on her face and I'm like, it's over. I'm back in the bed. Like we good. Right. We are good. This, something cooking, smell good. She like the high she says is different. I'm like, oh, we in the building, baby. Let's go. It is going there. That was Kuminga tonight. He knew what was up. He knew like, all right, you need me now. Like I'm getting my minutes. I can feel comfortable. I can play. I make a mistake. And the bigger thing, and this is the Warriors' dilemma, they can't score. Right. So they got to put their best offensive players on. But their best chance is actually to play some defense, right? To say, Minnesota, you're not getting 90. Like, that's how they won Game 7. That's how they won Game 1. You're not getting 90. So they got to try to balance. How do you get points, but also play to the strength of this series, especially without Steph? It was the strength with Steph is Minnesota, you're not getting 90. And it's got to be vital for Jonathan Kuminga to not lose Naz Reid and Dante DiVincenzo on open threes, to not blow an assignment, to not die on the screen when he's going to be the guy. Because I think they're going to put him on Ant. Like, you're the guy on Ant. Like, I need you to stay in front of Ant, not gamble. And then they need somebody for Ant. Like,
I know, but put him on Gobert. I trust him with Gobert. I don't know about that.
I do feel like Gobert kind of guards himself sometimes. He was guarding himself tonight.
I'm trying to make it easy for
put Pat Spencer on Gobert. That's what I'm talking about.
I feel like tonight, I don't think that Minnesota has yet to play their best game. Like, I don't think tonight was a great Minnesota game.
Is Minnesota good?
Stop. Wait, let me finish my thought. So tonight the problem was the two people you just mentioned. Naz Reid is always a problem. Let's just be real. He's constantly scoring above 53% from the floor, 40% from three. Like, he's a thing. In these playoffs, Dante DiVincenzo and Nickeil Alexander-Walker have both been shooting 30% from the floor, 18% from three. That's Dante DiVincenzo in the playoffs. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 24% from the floor, 20% from three. Until tonight. Tonight, Dante DiVincenzo looked all world. And the funny thing is that he went 3 of 8, which is like 37%. But how many were wide open? Nickeil Alexander-Walker, same thing. It was swing, and the Warriors forgot rotations. And we saw in game 1, the zone worked. And we particularly saw in game 7 of Houston that the zone worked. That 3-2 zone that they're doing works. But I think there's some truth to, and I believe it was Kenny Smith that really laid this out beautifully. When Ant Edwards went down and people had to kind of fill in around him, you're not filling in different roles, new roles. Naz Reid is still Naz Reid. Dante DiVincenzo is still Dante DiVincenzo. And you can go down the roster, up and down the roster. Everyone is still going to be in their same position. Steph going down completely changes the anatomy of what their defense looks like, what the rotations of that zone looks like, and people forget what they're supposed to do. That's what
Steph's
it looked like.
The straw that's holding up the camel's back. I mean, he
much.
literally holds up. He's propping up the entire.
Did you just botch that?
Offense.
You like Biff from Back to the Future.
No. He's
Make
the
like
straw
a tree and get out, right? Like,
no, he's the straw that's holding it up.
It's the straw
is
that
what I'm
stirs.
saying. He holds the whole thing up. I mean, it's a house of
remember-
cards without Steph, right?
Exactly. House of cards is the best way to put it. He's a house of cards. He's literally, if you remove Steph, now everyone's out of position. And the biggest thing about their defense, if you want to win by defense, you can't let these role players go off. Like, Dante DiVincenzo cannot be that wide open. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, both of them had 19-point, 20-point games during the regular season. Like, we know they are the key to making sure that Minnesota doesn't go off. And tonight, they were 3 of 8, both of them from 3, wide open threes. So I'm looking at this, Marcus, and I'm like, if I'm the Warriors, I'm encouraged. Like, this was their best showing so far. And, Nickeil Alexander-Walker went 4 of 6. Naz and Dante went 3 of 8. But if this is their best showing so far, the Warriors, should still have a chance in this. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do think Minnesota's better on the road. They're like one of my favorite teams to watch. They're one of them teams that they kind of thrive in that adversity situation, right? Where at home that you can feel it. They're a little bit like the Warriors that way. They bring a lunch pail on the road. At home, they showing off, right? And that's the issue with Minnesota. They can get tight. And I guess the one way I'll disagree with Kenny is that these guys are in elevated roles because there's no Cat. And that's why it's been a struggle. These dudes are not number 2 scorers. They've been in this role all year, but you see the fluctuation of up and down, and they still need a guy that if you say, you're not getting off today, they don't know where that's coming from. They hope it's by committee.
Absolutely.
So
Randall's
they get a little tight. Yeah, Randall
played that way tonight.
Randall's been great in these playoffs. He's much better when he's in front of some food, right? A guy who can take advantage of. So he just didn't look great against Draymond in the first game, right? That is Draymond. So the question becomes, how reliable are these guys? To me, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is like the prime example of how badly they need a number 2, because he gets so thirsty. Like, he wants to, I'm about to get it's my time. I'm about to do this. And they can do that too much. They almost did it tonight and start giving games back, right? They let Guy Santos and them cut it to 7, right? It got a little nervous energy
all
in there.
about to Guy, but yes, right.
So I do think they play better on the road. But if you're the Warriors, I feel you. If you can make this a 95-85 game, put them in a situation where you're going back and forth at the end of the game, and they have to make shots. They can miss some shots, and they do downplay to teams. So
they do. Yeah.
I can see they just got to lose one. If you're Steph Curry, just give me one. Give me one game, and Minnesota is going to have to be a part of giving that one game.
Yeah,
I don't think the Warriors are good enough right now to take it.
To your point, 2 games mostly without Steph Curry, 99 and 93 points for the Warriors. If they can keep the Wolves under 95. This is why I still like the Warriors' chances in the series. If Steph is going to be back,
relax.
I still think they got a shot. What about you?
I'll give credit though.
You gonna win this in 7?
I'm not sure if Steph's coming back.
That's the big.
I think we're looking like, hey, Game 6, 12 days don't necessarily solve.
Unforgiving.
Hamstrings. Unforgiving.
Who do you feel best about? Who do you feel best about? Which team do you feel best about?
In the
Boston,
playoffs?
Cleveland, the Warriors,
Indiana.
And probably
the
Oklahoma
teams
City.
that are like behind the 8 ball, like if Boston coming back or Cleveland coming back, or the Warriors trying to survive without Steph, like, or Denver. I don't know if they're behind the 8 ball yet. Yeah.
I would say, I think I feel the best probably about the Warriors just because they won the first one, right? Like they got the one in the bank, and they only got to get one more to theoretically get Steph back. But it's all about Steph. If Steph's not coming back, then they don't. It's not happening.
Are the 3 teams that are behind the 8 ball the Warriors, the Celtics, and Cleveland?
And the Cavs, yeah.
Oh, I guess the Cavs. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Evan Mobley.
Maybe Boston.
Darius Garland, all them.
I feel the best about Boston, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say I feel the best about Boston because they haven't been them yet.
Right. Yeah.
So.
It's a good point. All right, Marcus, I know it's late. We're going to get you out of here. That's going to do it for the show, folks. Thanks to Marcus Thompson. Go read his feature on Pat Spencer. They got that. Amazing to get a Pat Spencer feature in the second round of the playoffs, but that kind of tells you where the Warriors are sitting right now. But it was so good, Marcus. I really loved it. For Zena Keita, I'm Dave DuFour, and this has been the NBA Daily. Thanks for waking up with us.